What is going on, YouTube? Coming back today with my Washington Huskies football preview for 2016. Talking about a team that went 7-6 last year, 4-5 in the Pac-12 North, good for tied for fourth. This is a team with a lot of hype heading into 2016. Chris Peterson's third year with the team seems like they're generating a lot of momentum coming into the year, and in a lot of people's top 25 heading into the season. So start with the first of my three key players, and I'm going to start with Jake Browning, the quarterback for Washington. So he's a guy that really took hold of the job last year. First Washington freshman to start, first true freshman of Washington to start ever, as many games as he did, 12 out of 13. He is looking to progress even further into 2016. All skill positions around him should be better this year. John Ross, Dante Pettis, Braden Lenius should all be better this year. So move on to the second key player, and I've got Myles Gaskin, another guy that was just a freshman sensation last year for Washington. Gaskin, again, took hold of the job as a true freshman. It was hard to know what to expect out of Washington in 2015, but Gaskin came in, rushed for 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns, and really seemed unstoppable at times. So move on to my third key player, and I've got the heart and soul of Washington's defense, Budda Baker. Projected to be a first or second round pick in this year's NFL draft. Him and Sidney Jones combined to probably bring in what is one of the best secondaries in the country, not just in the Pac-12. JoJo McIntosh will step up opposite Budda Baker, guy that's got star potential. And then Kevin King, the senior starting opposite Sidney Jones, will be good as well. So move into the first of my two X factors, and I'm going to start with Washington living up to the hype. Now, it seems like every single year Washington's hyped up. They end up like a 7 or 8 win team. If you are a Washington fan, you might be able to relate a little bit. Washington was a powerhouse back, 1990s, early 2000s. But 2015 wasn't supposed to be much. 2014, they were actually expected to be one of the better teams in the Pac-12 and ended up going, I believe, 8-6. And then 2013, more of the same. They were also, they at the beginning of the year, they looked like they would be one of the best teams in the Pac-12 and just flatlined at the end of the year. So anyway, if they can live up to the hype, live up to this billing of, being like a 10, 11 win team, then, it'll prove a lot of doubters wrong, not just for this year, but well into the future. And it might give this team confidence moving forward. This is a team that can be very good for years to come. So my second X factor is the receivers. That is maybe the weakest part of Washington's offense. I do think they will be better this year. Watch out for John Ross. I mentioned his name earlier. I think he has the ability to be a star in the Pac-12. And Dante Pettis, another name you should watch out for. Darrell Daniels is going to have to be big at tight end coming into his senior year. Just provide a little bit of help, adding another weapon in a skill position. So move on to my trap game, and I think it will be Arizona. Washington has to travel to Arizona. I believe it's like the fourth game of the season. Saturday, September 24th. Mark that down on your calendars. It is Washington's first road game, and it's also Washington's first conference game. They do have to go down to the Pac-12 South for their first conference game. It could catch them off guard. I've mentioned Arizona multiple times as my sleeper in the Pac-12 this year, and if that actually ends up coming true, this is going to be a team that you have to watch out for. So my biggest game for Washington, there's a lot that you could choose from, but for me, I'm going to go with, I believe it's called, Apple Cup, and that's Washington State. Last game of the season, they do have to travel to Wazoo this year. This really could be a make or break game for Washington. Athlon Sports has them ranked as the number one team in the Pac-12 North. I'm not ready to slot them there yet. I still believe that Oregon and Stanford are ahead of them right now. And then they're about tied with Wazoo. But this is they beat Washington State really bad last year, 45-10 at Husky Stadium. It's something that if they can do it again in 2016 in the position that a lot of people have them expected to be in at the end of the season, this could be a team that's contending for a New Year's Six Bowl. So, move on to my record prediction for Washington. And depending on the type of expectations you have for Washington this year, I say they're going to go 10-3. I don't know if you're a Washington fan, if you're going to be happy with that or not. I've kind of realized by now that, a lot of people just the amount that they like to preview depends on how much I have their team winning. No offense to Texas fans calling you guys out. I had them only winning 4 games. Now they say I know nothing about Texas football because I said that Texas would only have 4 wins. Granted, it's only 1 less than last year. So, get back to Washington here, and looking up and down their schedule, it is a tough schedule in the Pac-12. There's no doubt about that. They do have to face USC from the Pac-12, or USC and Arizona from the Pac-12 South. Arizona State's not going to be a walk in the park either. They have to travel to Oregon, to Utah, to Cal, and to Washington State. I think that the roughest stretch of the season for them is going to be the 3-game stretch, Arizona, Stanford, and Oregon. It'll be a make or break for the season type of game, or stretch of games. And then the stretch run against USC, Arizona State, and Washington State. Well, there's 2 very season-defining stretches for Washington this year. I think they will go 9 wins through the regular season, get a bowl win, and have even more momentum heading into 2017. That pretty much does it for my Washington preview. I'll be coming back later today, finishing off today's previews with Northwestern. So that's pretty much it. See ya.